The end of birthright citizenship? It's happening. Imagine giving birth in the US on American soil, only to find out your child is no longer automatically a citizen. That's not a warning. That's the reality starting to unfold in 2025. After nearly 150 years of guaranteed citizenship for children born in the US, regardless of their parent status, that protection is being stripped away. And it's not just talk anymore. The executive order is signed, the Supreme Court has weighed in, and millions of families are now caught in the chaos. What just happened? The executive order that changed everything. On January 20th, 2025, his first day back in office, President Trump signed an executive order titled Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship. This wasn't a surprise. He'd promised it for years. But this time, it wasn't just rhetoric. The order directly reinterprets the 14th Amendment, something that had, for over 150 years, guaranteed U.S. citizenship to nearly every child born on American soil. Here's what the order says. Children born in the U.S. will only receive automatic citizenship if at least one parent is a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, green card holder, at the time of birth. This excludes children of undocumented immigrants, tourists, international students, temporary workers, anyone here on a non-immigrant visa. The order took effect 30 days later, February 19, 2025. That's when the rules changed for new births nationwide. Legal chaos, the lawsuits, injunctions, and Supreme Court showdown. As expected, the executive order was immediately challenged. Over 20 states and several civil rights organizations filed lawsuits, claiming it violated the Constitution. Federal judges in multiple states issued nationwide injunctions, temporarily blocking the order from taking effect. But on June 27, 2025, the U.S. Supreme Court made a game-changing decision. The court didn't rule on whether the order was constitutional. Instead, it ruled 6-3 that federal judges cannot issue nationwide injunctions unless the case is a certified class action. This meant the block on the executive order was lifted in most of the country, except in states that had actively challenged it, like Colorado and New York. 28 states, mostly Republican-leaning, did not challenge the order and are now fully enforcing it. What this means, state by state. We now have a fractured immigration system. In Colorado, California, and a few other states, birthright citizenship protections still apply for now. In Texas, Florida, Georgia, and 25+ others, the executive order is being enforced. That means children born today in one state may be U.S. citizens, while a child born the same day in another state is not. This is what legal experts are calling a constitutional crisis in motion. Who is affected? Not just illegal immigrants. This order doesn't just target undocumented parents. It also affects children born to tourists visiting the U.S. lawfully, children born to international students or H-1B visa holders, children born in mixed-status families where neither parent is a citizen or green card holder. Even parents who have been living in the U.S. for years on work or student visas will now have children denied citizenship at birth. And that's not just a symbolic loss. Without citizenship, no U.S. passport, no social security number, and no automatic access to education, healthcare, or other basic benefits. Hospitals and states now enforcing parental checks. Under the executive order, hospitals and state agencies are required to verify parental status at birth. Federal agencies have been instructed to stop issuing citizenship documents, passports, SSNs, etc., to ineligible children. This has created widespread confusion at hospitals and state agencies. Nurses, clerks, and even doctors now find themselves caught between federal policy and legal uncertainty. A timeline of the birthright citizenship battle. Let's break this down. January 20th, 2025, Trump signs executive order. February 19th, 2025, order takes effect nationwide. Spring 2025, courts issue temporary injunctions. June 27th, 2025, Supreme Court strikes down nationwide injunctions, allowing the order to be enforced in most states. The legal battle isn't over, but the policy is already in effect in over half the country. Supreme Court didn't decide constitutionality yet. Many assume the Supreme Court ruled that ending birthright citizenship is constitutional. They didn't. Instead, the court focused only on whether nationwide injunctions are valid. Justice Amy Coney Barrett, writing for the majority, called such injunctions a modern invention and emphasized that relief should be limited to plaintiffs in specific cases unless it's a class action. That means the constitutional question, can a president eliminate birthright citizenship through executive order, has not been answered yet, but it will come. A final decision on the 14th Amendment is expected later this year. The U.S. joins the world in restricting birthright citizenship. With this shift, the U.S. is moving away from a tradition that set it apart from much of the world. Countries like Canada and Mexico still offer unconditional birthright citizenship. Most European and Asian nations require at least one parent to be a citizen or permanent resident. Trump's order brings the U.S. closer to the global norm, but it comes with serious human costs. Stateless babies? The growing risk. Legal experts warn of a real danger. Some children may become stateless if their birth country doesn't grant them citizenship either. This risk is especially high for children born to undocumented immigrants with no legal status anywhere. Children of parents on temporary visas whose home countries don't recognize overseas births. Statelessness means no legal identity, no passport, and limited human rights. Real example: New York versus Texas. Here's the reality now. A baby born in New York to undocumented parents is still recognized as a U.S. citizen because New York joined the lawsuit. A baby born in Texas under the same conditions may not receive a birth certificate or any federal documents. Same country, same laws. Two completely different outcomes. Why the Supreme Court's technical ruling matters so much. You might wonder, if this was just about technicalities, why does it matter? Because this technicality is how Trump's administration is changing immigration policy without needing Congress. By avoiding legislative gridlock and focusing on executive orders plus strategic legal defenses, the administration has found a path forward, and it's working. This ruling sets a precedent. Presidents can take dramatic immigration actions, and courts may be limited in blocking them. Final thoughts. This isn't just an immigration issue. This is about the foundation of citizenship in the United States. Who gets it, who decides, and what happens. When a decades-old constitutional principle is reinterpreted with the stroke of a pen. Right now, American families, many of whom have lived and worked here legally for years, are caught in uncertainty. Hospitals are confused. Lawsuits are mounting. And the nation is once again deeply divided along red and blue state lines. One thing is clear, the birthright citizenship battle is just beginning. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.